He's about as popular as chlamydia. I don't hate anybody. That includes Senator Schumer. He's very smart. On the other hand, Chuck's often wrong. He never makes the same mistake twice. He makes it 5 or 6 times just to be sure. No honest person whose IQ is above his age doesn't believe that that biological sex doesn't exist, but they do. That's what I mean when I say they're deeply weird. Our Republican secret plan for dealing with the Democrats is called Operation Let Them Speak.
Folks, what you're about to see is exactly why we need senators like John Kennedy fighting for us in Washington. If this concerns you as much as it does me, smash that like button and subscribe, because we're diving deep into judicial activism today.
The last time Congress was up against a funding deadline about 6 months ago, you voted with Republicans to keep the government open. I want to play what you said on the Senate floor at that time, calling it a Hobson's choice.
Either proceed with the bill before us or risk Donald Trump throwing America into the chaos of a shutdown. This, in my view, is no choice at all. While the CR bill is very bad, the potential for a shutdown has consequences for America that are much, much worse.
Mr. Leader, do you no longer believe what you said 6 months ago there?
Things have changed, Dana.
Simply that much more evidence that human evolution is a slow process. I thought humans had advanced more as a species, but apparently we haven't. What do I mean by a shutdown? Well, we can't keep government open without a budget. And tonight at midnight, our current budget expires unless we vote to maintain the status quo and continue the current budget as we negotiate a new one. Many of my Democratic friends say, well, what's the problem? The Republicans are in charge. The president's a Republican, and the Republicans have a majority in the Senate, and the Republicans have a majority in the House. What's the problem? They know what the problem is. We can't pass a budget. We can't keep government open just with Republican votes here in the Senate. We only have 53 Republicans. We need 7 Democrats to join with us. So for my Democratic colleagues to say, well, the Republicans are in charge and they don't need us, they know that's not accurate. And that's what's going on. Now, we've had a few shutdowns before, and every shutdown is different, but most shutdowns are a combination of both policy and politics in varying degrees. This shutdown, in terms of policy, makes absolutely no sense. None. What we have proposed to our Democratic colleagues and the minority leader, Senator Schumer, is to make no changes to the current budget. We just want to continue the current budget and keep government open until just before Thanksgiving to give us more time to negotiate a permanent budget. We did that many times when President Biden was president and when the Democrats had the majority. In fact, we did it 13 times. Not only have Republicans done it, but Democrats have routinely done it. But this time, the Democrats have said, no. We want more. And you may be thinking, okay, that's reasonable. What do you want? Well, it's not reasonable. In effect, what the Democrats are saying to us is that we're going to close government unless you Republicans agree to make it bigger. We don't want the status quo. We want you to commit to spending $1.5 trillion, more than you're spending now. And we, the Democrats are saying, are going to tell you how to spend it. First, they want us to repeal all of the Medicaid reforms that we did in the reconciliation bill. Some call it the One Big Beautiful Bill. The One Big Beautiful Bill would not reduce Medicaid. In fact, it would go up about 2% every year as a result of our bill. But it would say to people who are on Medicaid, who aren't eligible for Medicaid, that you're not going to get Medicaid anymore. Dual eligibles, people who sign up in Louisiana and Mississippi, that's fraud. Under our bill, they would be thrown off. The Democrats want them put back on. Under our changes in the One Big Beautiful Bill that the Democrats want us to reverse, you would have to satisfy certain income levels to be on Medicaid. The law says if you make too much money, you can't get Medicaid because Medicaid is for the poor. In my state, we have found people through audits making $120,000 a year on Medicaid. So our bill, which the Democrats want us to repeal after just passing it, would say to those people that if you don't meet the income limits, you can't get Medicaid. So that's the first demand of the Democrats. Take out all the reforms that we made to Medicaid in the reconciliation bill and throw them out the window. Number two, they want to extend the Obamacare subsidies. What does that mean? Well, first let me say Obamacare was a mistake, and we know that now. When President Obama passed Obamacare, we were told that our lives would be better. Our lives have been worse. We were told that it would make health insurance more accessible and more affordable. It's done neither. On the non-Medicaid part of Obamacare, we've got, 25 million Americans who are accessing it. And for the most part, about 90% of them are low-income Americans. But the rest are making huge sums of money. Some are making $160,000 a year getting Obamacare subsidized by taxpayers. And that's not the way it was supposed to be. How did we get here? Well, it's simple. During the pandemic, when people were being laid off or losing their jobs or couldn't work, President Biden rammed through a bill to enlarge the subsidies. He took the cap off the amount that you needed to earn in order to get Obamacare. And those subsidies at the end of this year are about to run out. Now, the Republicans have said, we'll sit down with our Democratic friends and talk about how to extend them, but we want to reform the program because it's not right that people making $125,000, $150,000, $250,000, $200,000 a year are getting their health insurance subsidized by the federal government. That's bone deep down to the mayor stupid. But the Democrats, Senator Schumer and his colleagues, have said, nope, we will shut government down unless you agree automatically to extend these subsidies, which were passed during the pandemic, after the pandemic is over, permanently. And that's just some of my colleagues' demands. I mean, you need an Excel spreadsheet to be able to follow their demands. Their demands to keep government open, you stack them here, you could stand on them and paint the ceiling. And that's not much of an exaggeration. And when Senator Schumer announced these demands, that's when I knew. I knew it in a nanosecond. We're going to have a shutdown. Because my colleagues, my Democratic colleagues, are very smart people. And Senator Schumer is a smart person. And he knew when he announced these demands that I could tell he wasn't serious. He knew they were unserious. And he knew that neither the president nor the other members of Congress were going to accept them. And you know what? Many Democrats know they're unreasonable as well. So that's why I say the policy part of this makes absolutely no sense. And that's because this isn't about policy. This shutdown is about politics.
Senator Kennedy just exposed something that every American needs to understand. Judge Pennell, a Biden judicial nominee, signed a statement in 2020 claiming that racism and white supremacy plague every single system in America. Every educational system, every governmental system, every legal system. Think about what that means. She's essentially saying the entire foundation of our country is built on racism, and now she wants a lifetime appointment to interpret our laws? This is critical race theory in action, folks. This nominee literally put her name on a document that indicts our entire nation as systemically racist. When she sits on that bench, do you think she'll judge cases fairly? Or will she see racism in every dispute that comes before her? Kennedy was absolutely right to press her on this because these are the beliefs that will influence every decision she makes. Now let's talk about the Planned Parenthood donations. Kennedy revealed she's been a silver-level donor, contributing between $1,000 and $2,500, reportedly for 10 consecutive years. She couldn't remember these donations. 10 years of donations, and she can't recall? This organization has terminated millions of pregnancies, and a judicial nominee can't remember supporting them for a decade? That's either convenient amnesia or a troubling disconnect from her own actions. Here's what really matters. When Kennedy went through her case record, she claimed only a 2% reversal rate, but when he asked about specific cases like State versus Westwood, she couldn't give straight answers. She couldn't recall details. For someone seeking a lifetime appointment to shape American law, that's unacceptable. These aren't minor traffic violations. These are significant legal decisions that affect real Americans. The pattern here is clear. We have judicial nominees who view America through the lens of oppressor versus oppressed, who support organizations that profit from abortion, and who can't defend their own judicial record under basic questioning. This is what happens when ideology trumps qualification. Kennedy did his job by exposing these red flags, and the American people deserve to know exactly who's being appointed to our courts. We need judges who believe in the Constitution as written, not activists who see systemic racism everywhere and can't remember their own decade-long political donations. Our judicial system is supposed to be blind to politics, not drowning in it. That's why confirmations like this matter so much. One lifetime appointment can reshape law for generations. If you believe judges should interpret law, not rewrite it based on political ideology, leave a comment below and share this video. We need to hold every nominee accountable. Thanks for watching, Patriots. Stay vigilant, and God bless America.